Welcome back. Well, sports season is in full swing. The NFL is well underway. We've got baseball postseason that's about to begin with so many great game opportunities happening. There are some new apps that make it even easier to watch and cheer on your favorite team.
Oh, yes, there are. And Sydney Tetro from the Women Tech Council is here with us to tell us more about these apps and what they're doing. And we've got some new and maybe some older ones that you didn't even know about.
Exactly. Or things you should be thinking about.
Right.
You know, we were just talking about the NFL. I think we're headed into fourth week, right? And I was coming out of meetings from Minnesota yesterday, and everyone's, talking about the games. So the NFL has done a phenomenal job of creating apps that really personalize the experience for you.
Are they individual team apps or one specific
app? So it's one app, but it gets personalized to your team. So when you come in, you say, okay, so I chose the Rams only because they're leading, the division right now. Then the entire feed becomes personalized to that. So the game schedules, streaming of plays, all of the latest interviews, who the rookies of the week are, you name it. If you're into sports, it's there. And we have roughly about 18 million people who watch NFL games on the weekend.
Wow. A lot of couch potatoes.
Exactly. And they're also like their kids' games, etc. So they're watching that.
Checking in.
So it's a really great way. A lot of people already have the fantasy football team apps from the NFL. But this is the other app that you need in your arsenal of sports apps that's out there.
Well, let's talk about baseball because we're going into the postseason now.
Right. We're in the playoffs.
Now's when I actually start watching.
Exactly. Exactly.
Too many games.
And I was just actually looking at my feed at MLB at Bat. That's the biggest baseball app. And we're headed into like who gets home teams for the playoffs and all of those kind of things. MLB at Bat is similar, right? It allows us to go in and basically personalize which teams that we look at. Like I have the Red Sox and the Cubs. Those are the two teams I'm watching. So my feed looks completely like that. You can look at buying tickets. You get their standings. You can stream some of the games. As I was driving here, I plugged my phone in, and MLB at Bat is one of the apps that works with Apple's CarPlay.
Nice.
So if you plug it in, then you can actually radio stream the games through Apple CarPlay without having to find that station. That's pretty cool to be able to watch that.
Do they have a really good portion of the site for statistics, especially for baseball? Because everything boils down to stats.
Exactly, everything. And you can totally do that.
Lori's really into stats.
That's good, though.
I do love my baseball. I really do.
Well, and so much of right now comes down to, games, leads, etc. So I really like the MLB at Bat app. And in companion to that, there's also a ballpark app. So if you're headed to go watch any of the games in the playoffs, if you get MLB's The Ballpark app, you also have another opportunity to go really deep into the cool experience at that actual ballpark.
Okay, we got to move on to tailgate.
Tailgating. Big thing, right? As we're headed into, and in every sport from college sports to professional. So the tailgating app is basically a way to bring your group together or find other people who are tailgating and join their tailgate parties.
Like minds think alike.
So people come in and they're like, oh, I'm going to have a public tailgate. Come join. This is what people are bringing.
So you can draw people in.
And you can even drop your pin and say, this is where my tailgate party is. Come here.
Just make sure you have enough food for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Bus, you're going to have to help out with
That's
that.
right.
You call the play.
You call the play. So this is a really great way to create engagement. You basically call the play in the game. I don't know if your kids ever use the app Musical.ly, where they're like, actually saying words. This is kind of like that, right? Call the play. You become the announcer. It's your broadcast inside of that, which I think is kind of fun. Fun way to create engagement in a different way with that app.
That is fun. Okay, any other apps that we need to be aware of in the sports world right now?
We were just talking about a couple that aren't in here, but I think that are really interesting for families. I mean, a lot of us use Team Snap to manage.
I have it on my phone.
You have it on your phone. If you're managing a baseball team, you should use Game Changer. It allows you to do real-time feeds around what's happening at the ball field for all the parents not there.
Good ideas.
And one of our local companies invested in a company called Baller TV, which is live streaming amateur events, so the people who aren't there actually have channels around it.
All right. Sydney Tetro, thanks so much for your advice.
Sid knows it all.
Now we know.